Hello from Bowen Island. So this weekend I am staycationing in Metro Vancouver in a place I actually haven't ever visited before, Bowen Island. I actually started a new position this month and it's been a little bit stressful having transitioned to a little bit of a different subject matter with Lululemon. I've been feeling a little bit worn out, so I thought I would treat myself to a little solo adventure here on Bowen Island. I actually got in yesterday. For those of you from Metro Vancouver, Bowen Island is just a short ferry ride away, and it's actually just 15-20 minute ferry ride from Horseshoe Bay. I ended up hitting a little bit of a snag in the road and being put into the wrong line, a line for Nanaimo, and ended up waiting about an hour at the ferry terminal. But if you don't do that, it's actually really quick to get in. For me, coming from Surrey, it's about 40-minute drive to Horseshoe Bay, and you should probably get in the right line, and then it's pretty quick to get onto the ferry. So about 15-20 minutes there. So it's fairly close, and it's a place with a lot of outdoor activities, so I'm hoping to get up to some of that this weekend. Yesterday, since I was just coming from work, I was able to get onto the island just about dinner time. Something to note is that most of the restaurants actually close fairly early here on the island. There isn't any fast food chain, so it's all local establishments. Most of them close earlier, but the latest is basically 8 p.m. That's something to definitely keep in mind when you're planning what time to get onto the island. I ended up grabbing pizza from this place called Tuscany and heading over to the Cape. You can definitely do Bowen Island without a car, but if you do bring a car, the Cape is about a 15-20 minute drive from where the ferry terminal is. A lot of the other, I don't want to say attractions, but places you might go are definitely within walking distance from the ferry terminal. This one is a little bit out of the way, but it is really beautiful if you get the chance to go. Bowen Island is definitely a place that it's really secluded, especially the Cape. It's a perfect secluded location to catch the sunset, and it was a great way to spend my first evening here. Only full day here on the island. I have a couple different activities that I will be getting around to. Like I mentioned, Bowen Island has a lot to offer in terms of outdoor activities. So I'm actually starting off with yoga on the pier, on the dock, just by the ferry terminal. Just to note, I am not a yoga person. I've never done yoga before, but I saw this opportunity online and I thought, hey, why not? So I'm going to be doing that, and from there I am heading to breakfast and then kayaking, and after kayaking I'll probably grab some lunch and then see what else, maybe a nature stroll or something like that this afternoon, but I'll be taking you along with me throughout my day. So I just finished up yoga this morning, had breakfast, and now I'm back where I'm staying at this Airbnb. It's about 4 minutes from the ferry dock where everything else is. So yoga on the dock was really great. It's put on by this local yoga company called The Well, and it was about $10 for I think it was exactly $10 actually for the drop-in session, and I think it was really good. Even for someone who hasn't ever done yoga and is like a total beginner, I could still follow along, and it was a nice experience to be outside early in the morning and was like a nice start to the day. From there, I just walked up the street. Like I mentioned, everything is just really close by, right there by the ferry dock. And I went to this little local cafe called the Snug. They also do food, and they had a couple different vegan breakfast options. I'm not usually a big fan of like fake meat or like fake sausage and things like that, but I had this sort of English breakfast muffin, and it was really good. And I also grabbed a chai latte. I drank some of it there while scrolling Instagram, but then I have about an hour before I have to head over to where I've rented a kayak for about 3 hours, but I'm just gonna relax for a bit in the Airbnb and then head back down to the ferry dock so I can get to kayaking. Before I head down to kayaking, I realized I haven't actually done a tour of where I'm staying at this Airbnb, so I'll do a bit of that. Excuse me while I just turn over the camera. I think it's a little bit difficult to see, but I think the major selling point of this place is definitely the view. It's actually just a sort of second house right beside the person who owns the Airbnb, but I haven't actually met them or anything, but they've been really great and accommodating nonetheless. So when you come in, there's a little bit of a bed. We're just gonna ignore all of my own mess that's going on there. And then if you walk over, they have a little place where you might wanna sit. They have a mini sort of kitchen. I don't think you could actually cook here, but you could definitely leave some food in the freezer here or the fridge. And then there is a bathroom that again has all of my stuff. There's me. And it's super cute. It has a shower. It does the job. I think it's great to stay in an Airbnb if you can, especially because here on Bowen there isn't many options for staying in a hotel. I think there's like 3 or 4 options, but at least for now, the summer season when it's really busy, they are all booked up. I think I tried to get into one of the local hotels here and it was booked up until October, tripping over my words, or something crazy like that. So an Airbnb is a pretty good option if you're looking to head out to Bowen on a shorter planning schedule. So I look a little bit insane now, but I've been out on the water for about an hour. I think I booked this for 3 hours. It's been a long time since I kayaked, and I'm usually kayaking in pretty calm waters, but this is the same bay that the BC Ferries comes into and a bunch of other boats are around, so it's definitely a lot more of a workout than a leisure activity, but it's been really beautiful out here, as I'm sure you can see. I think I'm gonna start heading back to the cove now. I think it's especially really beautiful out here because you're not only surrounded by the mountains, but you also have the coastline, and there's a lot of different beaches that you can stop at if you like, and a lot of different islands in the middle of the water. So it's definitely really beautiful. If you're out on Bowen Island, I would definitely recommend grabbing a kayak for a couple hours. Sometimes exploring the places closest to home helps remind you of the reasons why you love living here. I mean, I know British Columbia is beyond beautiful, but this is definitely reminding me of all of the reasons why I love being here. Good morning from day 3 here on Bowen Island. I can't remember where I left off yesterday, but basically after kayaking, I grabbed some lunch from the branch. I grabbed some vegan tacos. They were very good, by the way. So if you're looking for food on Bowen Island, I definitely recommend the branch. After that, I had plans to go out to Killarney Lake and do the sort of easy walk hike around that area, but the kayaking definitely did a number on me and I was way too tired. So I basically spent the rest of the late afternoon and evening back at the Airbnb, binge watching Netflix. But that's good as well when you're doing sort of a weekend getaway, just relaxing and watching some mind-numbing television, which is what I did. But this morning so far, I have plans to go out to Mount Gardner. I have a couple of friends who are coming over from the mainland just to do the hike today, so I'm gonna be meeting up with them. This morning I did grab breakfast at the Artisan Cafe. It's in Uptown, which is about 5 minutes from where I'm staying. I believe it's actually part of the Artisan Boutique Hotels. I had looked into trying to stay there, but it was completely booked up for like the foreseeable future. Now actually seeing the location, I'm pretty glad I didn't end up staying there because it is further from where most of the activities are. I don't know why I'm out of breath, apparently still tired from that kayaking, but it was good. I would say if you're looking for somewhere to grab breakfast, it was a good place to go, but they definitely didn't have a lot of vegan vegetarian options. They had some good lattes and things like that, so it was nice to be able to visit. It was definitely very pretty, so no complaints there. But now it is time for me to check out of this Airbnb, so I'm gonna be cleaning up the mess I have accumulated over these last couple of days, and then go grab my friends from the ferry terminal when they get in, and I'll check in when we start our Mount Gardner hike. Just checking out of the Airbnb now. I thought I would share the view from right outside. Absolutely beautiful. So the friends I was gonna meet up with actually missed the ferry they were hoping to get on, which gives me about an extra hour. I decided to come out to Killarney Lake. It's about 10 minutes from the ferry terminal, I think. You definitely probably need a car to come out here. I don't know if it's something you need to do, but if you're looking for a shaded place to eat lunch or just do a stroll around the lake, it's a pretty good place to go. So we've made it up to North Summit on Mount Gardner. It was about 2.5 hours up, but definitely worth it. Probably one of the most unique views I've ever seen. It's not so much nature and things like that, but you can basically see the entire lower mainland and even pick out things like there's Delta, there's UBC, there's SFU. So it's really neat, definitely worth it. I'll share some clips of the view now.